Taffy, you ever smash the like button?
All the time, pal.
Sure. I'm sorry, say it, lift it up a little bit. Gaff could have killed Rachel. Why didn't he? Exactly. So there's some stuff going on here too. Is Gaff a replicant?
Yeah. I don't know.
So this gets into like some really deep stuff that you'll find on the internet. Gaff, his eyes are almost as striking in this movie as Rutger Hauer's. And I'm pretty sure Rutger Hauer's a natural. Pretty sure Edward James Olmos is wearing contacts in this movie.
We know he is because we know what he looks like in real life.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really remember, but I watched Battlestar Galactica. I never went like, oh my God, that guy's eyes were amazing.
Exactly.
Exactly. But so and eyes are huge in this movie. The symbolism of eyes and eyes being the windows of the soul, and the replicants' eyes are always very vibrant. Brian James, the actor who played Leon, in fact, when he passed away, a good friend of mine who knows how much I love this movie, was like, Leon's not with us anymore. And I was like, oh, you're killing me, because I had not heard yet, but I knew exactly what he meant as soon as he said that. But yeah, he has blue eyes, just naturally, I think, very vibrant eyes. Oh,
there we go. I can see you again.
Thanks. The sun was fading. I was using the natural light. So it's astounding. Well, there's this big thing with Rachel's eyes as well, right? So the actress Sean Young has, I say brown, but some people say hazel to brown eyes. But it's clear when she's taken the VK test that they're green on the screen. And this becomes a big deal in the sequel, 2049. So I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but there's a big controversy about Rachel's eye color comes up. So it's actually one of my more watched videos at one point, because I go into detail. I'll put a link in the description for self-serving purposes of the video that where I talk about Rachel's eye color. But it's amazing. And when we see like the owl that's in the VK interrogation chamber, for lack of a better word, in the Tyrell Corporation pyramid, we see the owl's eyes. We see that reflection, that animalistic reflection that we talked about in 2001 in our talk about 2001. So we'll use some footage for that. We'll refer that. But the ape-like creatures that are proto-humans have that reflection in their eyes, just like the leopard does, right? It's animal. It's an animal. It's a non-human thing, right? So when we see Rachel in Deckard's apartment, that same effect is used.
Yep.
But for just a moment, when he's at the sink and he's cleaning up and he's counting his teeth, and after Leon beat him up and Rachel kills Leon, Rachel says, "Would you hunt me, if I ran?" And he says, "No, I owe you one." But then he goes behind her and says, "But someone would."
Yes.
And he looks, and for a minute, you can see a reflection in Harrison Ford's eyes. So there's another for the chalk up in the category. Deckard could be a replicant. For those who are arguing that point, that's one of the major points they argue. So, yeah. And so almost, well, back to the original threat is almost a replicant. He's injured. He's using a cane.
Yes.
Is that an affectation of a robot? Probably not. We're led to believe that like humans are inferior to these robots. At one point, JF says, why are you guys here? You guys are so perfect, and that's how he knows they're robots, because apparently Earth is a slum. It's the wretched refuse. It's those of us who can't afford to go off world or aren't like beautiful enough or healthy enough to be breeding stock or to continue the human race.
Interestingly, there's the blimp, which is constantly issuing entreaties to join the off-world colonies. It's strange that they would advertise in this slum. Seems like they wouldn't want the type of people who would be living in Los Angeles of 2019.
Why are they so adamant that they need like more people out there? You would think it would be like Elysium or whatever that movie was, where it's only the elites get to live up on the space station, everybody else has to stay down here.
Yeah.